Probably the biggest challenge is to not have any thoughts about the message that I'm going to bring to you before I bring it to you now, so that I can be a clear channel for the message. If you clicked on the video, you are very welcome here. Take what resonates and leave the rest. It is a download for the collective who are on the frequency to receive this message. So listen carefully and see why this appeared for you, because remember, there are no coincidences, there are no tags on the video. So let's see what is coming through. You might have been experiencing sleepless nights, even getting up at night. I see you getting up out of bed and getting back into bed. Being restless. And I also see an open window and the moon. Almost like a backdrop. The feminine energy of the moon is very powerful, and it might be that this energy is the one keeping you awake for good reason. It might be that you are not getting time alone during the day, or taking the time to be quiet and be with yourself. And being awake at night now actually forces you to look at yourself and to look at things, but be careful not to be in your head when you are awake. I hear that you should not be worried that you cannot sleep. You should not lie awake then thinking of the things that you think need attention, but you should release control and listen and see what comes up. You don't have to get up and sit and meditate. You can just lie down and concentrate on your breathing and go into the meditative state when you are awake, and then see what comes through. It's worth a reason that you are sleepless, depending on for some of you it might have been many nights, for some of you less, but it's definitely something that is going on in the energy of this collective. I see you going out to dinner, and it is next to water. There are boats. It's in the evening. It looks romantic. So open conversation, good conversation. I see good connection. Don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to communicate how you truly feel. It will be very well accepted. The last few days, the energies that has been very prominent, that is Pravati, Venus, Aphrodite. Those energies are very loving and supporting also. Their presence, as I was preparing for today, also was very powerful, very strong. I'm still seeing a restaurant setting, but it's now inside. So some of you might be in the restaurant business even, but it is packed. The restaurant is packed, so the whole energy is one of prosperity in business. Maybe you are still deciding what you want to do, or you want to start a business in that industry. So for those of you, this might be the answer you were looking for. Those of you hearing the message are, can I say, advanced on the spiritual path. You are not new to it. You might have a reawakening if you have only recently gone through an awakening or for the first time. The practice for you that they're giving me is to practice in everyday situations, especially when things are chaotic, to practice to find the inner stillness and to observe everything from that stance. So this is now part of mastering your mind. We can train our subconscious mind, and we can, so that it work with us and not against us, and not keep us stuck in old structures or old beliefs or things that has been passed down through generations. Many of you are rebels or breakers of generational, I want to say curses, in the sense that there are things in your lineage that held you back, wounds that has been passed on from one generation to the other, and you being the rebel, you being therefore also the black sheep, you are the one to break that. So you might find yourself, because of that, sometimes in chaotic situations now, especially now in the next 3 months. But you must remember your role and that you are an example. And you must remain peaceful. Does not mean that you do not respond to things that you find unacceptable or speak up. Of course, you have to speak up. That's another thing. Speak up when you have to speak up, but always in kindness. And always read the room, read the situation, so that you do not just waste energy. We can't force other people to change or to see if they are not ready. Trust your intuition to be led to when the right times are there, when the right opportunities are there. It might even be what I saw a little bit earlier, the restaurant situation. It was 2 people sitting across a table, and the water was, the pier was there with the boats, but it was a deep conversation, and that might even be a conversation with somebody that are now ready to hear you. You know, there might have been a shift for them. So we should always have discernment. That will make your journey much easier also, so that you don't fight against resistance, but that you actually draw people in. So the practice is to be aware of the sensations in your body, the feelings that arise, the emotions, the energy in motion, so that if you do not like the feeling, remove yourself from the situation, or shift your focus, your perspective, change your perspective, or just be silent and withdraw your attention, your energy, so that you protect yourself. When we talk about protection, one of the most important things is that you know you are protected and nothing can harm you, except when you believe or buy into what they tell you. If there is say an open wound and you don't realize that they're poking it and you react, then the energy can have an influence on you, but not without your consent, not without you doing that. So when you become aware of this, become aware of your own emotions, your own sensations in your body, your thoughts that are sometimes like wild horses if you don't catch them quick enough, you will become such a master that people will look at you and say, how does she do it? How does he do it? The secret is truly alignment. Alignment with who you truly are. And others won't even have a choice but to see how you flourish. And that is the way to show people that there is something better than what the media and scary stories and naysayers and negative people are telling them is true. So I just want to close with, remember, everything has meaning. You don't want to miss those signs, those synchronicities. You're always guided. Thank you for listening. And if you have not subscribed yet, please consider. It will really help me to build the channel. So I'm sending you my infinite love till I speak to you again in the next video. Goodbye.